See, we should be on YouTube and Facebook. Alright, good. I got some music to play. So let me play this while everyone starts coming into the chat. Alright, hello everyone. Hello Ashley over at Facebook, long time no see. This is why I stream on Facebook. I got some friends in Philly that watch my streams over there. Yeah, I've been kind of quiet recently. I'm on my, I don't know, 10th YouTube channel. That's right. So someone asked me to have a chat about Jesus, and I was like, okay, I might as well, right? That was a remix of Spirit in the Sky. And apparently I didn't get a copyright notification, which is really cool. Alright. So yeah, we're over at Facebook. Yeah, so I told people I did a lecture before, Jesus is God's diplomat on pagan Earth, but it goes in with some much like more philosophical things. What if your religion doesn't exactly follow Jesus? Although every one of the religions, people of the book, Judaism, Islam, and the Bible all mention Jesus. Even Islam in the Quran does. This is more just a philosophical chat on evil itself and what the Illuminati are, and how I view them, and how I think people should. Is they're parasites. They infect everything like a cancer. You know, you obviously see them doing it now with, you either abide by our agenda or the same tactics they used to crucify Jesus, which I am going to show you right out of Babylonian Talmud, are the same tactics they use today. Someone asked me in the comments, what was it? Was Jesus human? I think Jesus can manifest himself in any form he wants. As God probably isn't a physical walking person, he's a manifestation of energy, right? Or something like that. It's a little, yeah, kind of hard to answer the God question, right? But what is going on is they don't want you looking into it. But I want you to know that the Luciferians, the Illuminati themselves, they 100% believe that Jesus was the Son of God. They knew this when they had him crucified. The 72 Pharisees who had him crucified aren't the Jews, and they aren't the Romans exactly. They carried the Babylonian oral tradition from Babylon. There were 72 of them, and there are 72 demons in the Lesser Key of Solomon. Now, if you're familiar with Freemason and their whole thing, it revolves around esoteric knowledge about Solomon. Solomon plays a big part of their mythos. And then eventually we have all religions being subverted. So that thing, you know, this is what I mean about it spreading like a cancer and infecting everything. And this is kind of why I don't view Lucifer as being some big evil demon that we're all supposed to fear. He's obviously, and if you think about what the whole idea of the New World Order is, they're getting scared of us. And they're getting scared of us connecting with God. And as cheesy as this may sound, and the reason they're trying to like destroy the nuclear family is because they don't like the human emotion of love, which is something they are incapable of because, one, Alpha Draconians are androgynous. They don't have male and female like we do. Therefore, they don't have the... That's actually something that's written in the teachings of the Masons. I don't know if I should re-upload that to YouTube or not, where they actually admit that following their order, more or less, is more important than the love of a woman. And then, of course, I'm not going to get into the specifics of what they do in their rituals, but in a nutshell, all the rituals they do are sacrilegious towards Jesus and God himself. If it's the Shriners, they're doing it against Islam. And, you know, obviously I tell you that the Masons are revolved around Jewish mysticism. So they've subverted everything. Now, I'm going to play... the whole entire documentary about Babylonian Talmud is on my LBRY channel. I can't upload the whole thing because there's some things in there that they admit to, but I could play this 2-minute clip for you, and the only reason I can get away with playing this on YouTube is, sad as this may sound, it's talking about Jesus in a negative light. Take that for what it is. That's why YouTube, they'd probably promote this on yeah. But I want you to hear about some of the tactics they use and how they talk about him, meaning they knew that this was the Son of God, when they had him crucified, because he was a threat to their existence. This is the reptilian. Now, not all reptilians, because you got to remember something. The native Terran reptilians are here before the Alpha Draconians come here. So when someone asks me, is Jesus human? Well, what about the native Terrans? They're actually spiritual. They do have a spiritual following. Lacerda says it in the Lacerda files that they do have some a religion. They do believe in a creator, like a god mind, if you would say that. The Alpha Draconians know God is real. They knew Jesus was real, but the whole idea of being in a secret society is to become a god yourself. And the reason I say that Lucifer and Satanists are parasites is because their whole existence revolves around co- co- coercion. Is that the right word? Basically, you submit to what we want, or we're going to throw you in jail. We'll indict you. You know, God forbid you're a patriotic president, and you don't want to go along with the New World Order. And it's nothing new that they've been doing. One of their strongest weapons that they use is gossip. As cheesy as that may sound, but it's a powerful weapon. This is all mainstream media engages in. And hold on. Okay, before I play this clip, let me just oh, thanks to Ross. Just bought me a pack of cigarettes on PayPal. That was nice. Thank you. Yeah, it's about what cigarettes cost in Philly. That's actually exactly. Yeah. Crazy. So, how many people we got in here? 14 people. Okay. Does anyone in the chat want a wrench before I just let me know? Oh, Anunnaki Bros in here, John Jeff. Christy from Pittsburgh originally did that song. The Norman Greenbaum song, Spirit in the Sky. Let's see. So I told people, there are some other things I did about Jesus. I will re-upload to YouTube. I did a video about the Order of the Nazarene. That is supposedly what, in theory, might have happened to Jesus after he came back after the resurrection, where he actually, the Roman legions who crucified him, supposedly he forgave them, and they became like his personal kind of like bodyguards, and they fled to Ethiopia. There's a whole story about that. There are Christian churches in Ethiopia, if you know about them, and supposedly the Ark of the Covenant is there. And yeah, so that is, if you've the TV show, if you ever saw the TV show The Bastard Executioner, that actually deals with the Order of the Nazarene. It's only 2 seasons long, I think. It's a really good show. And that goes over everything with the Order of the Nazarene. Supposedly, they are, what the Order of the Nazarene are the people who actually carry the true teachings of Jesus, which, if they were found out, would be detrimental to any organized religion on this planet, including the Vatican. That's why, now, if you notice, after like the Council of Nicaea that goes in with Constantine, I did a stream on the whole Constantine and Council of Nicaea and the bloodlines of Jesus. So I'll re-upload that one to YouTube too. That's like an hour and a half long. It gets, these topics go very in depth, especially when you're talking about religion, right? But I try to simplify this. As a Catholic, I just try to disassociate myself with what I learn about reptilians. I'm still Catholic. Jesus could have manifested himself any form he wants to. I mean, what about native Terran reptilians? What about Atlanteans? God, creates all these beings, all the animals. There are animals on planet Earth with very high intelligence, like dolphins and whales, and so, no, I'm not saying Jesus came back as a, who knows? He might have came back as a dolphin too and talked to the dolphin. You don't know. I believe, although it's controversial when I say this, that Jesus would appear to anyone that, to make himself familiar to anyone as he appeared as. I don't really see the huge debate over what skin color Jesus actually had. I don't think that's the whole point of the story of Jesus at all. But I will tell you, I'm going to show you this 2-minute clip. The Babylonians, and this is the whole foundation of the Illuminati and their spiritual beliefs. This is the teachings of Babylon. They knew that Jesus was the Son of God. Atheism was created by the Masons themselves as an antithesis to God. So if you think you're being a rebel by being atheist, that was a movement actually created by Luciferians. High-level Luciferians believe in God. They believe in Jesus. And that's why they do a lot of sacrilegious things. Take Santeria, for example. That's black magic and voodoo mixed with Christian mythology, for example. Made men in the mafia, they're Catholic, obviously. Well, they identify as Catholic, but yet, they're gangsters. So how? Actually, the country was in better shape when the mafia was running it, right? New York was better. So let's see, how many people came in now? Let's see if we got some. All right, I'm looking over at the chat. Let me play this clip. Then I'll answer some comments. So this is from the Babylonian Talmud documentary. And look, the picture they use in the documentary, like I said, it's just, this documentary was made in the 1980s. It was a guy who went into a Jewish synagogue and actually read their own teachings in correlation with the Jewish encyclopedia. And you're not allowed to read Babylonian Talmud if you are a goyim. Oh well. But, it's 2023. This information is in the public domain. Nothing's really hidden anymore. A lot of the mystique, even of secret societies, isn't there, because I tell people, look, if you want to learn about ancient mysticism, get a hold of someone like me. Maybe I can stop you from becoming a Freemason. In fact, I got books. I pulled the books out again. Maybe I'll go over them. I still have some of them for sale. Some of them. And yes, I'm still working on my book. Now, this is interesting because I don't want to I don't know if it's really spoiling it, but this was going to be like one of the last chapters in my book, was actually the insight into how I feel about the whole reptilian conspiracy and Jesus and how this fits in with it. Because obviously they know that they don't win in the end. When the Antichrist is invoked finally, he betrays everybody, everyone. Which is why, I'm shaking my head, why do people even, they do it for immediate material possessions in this plane at the cost of what? Their soul, right? You'll gain some wealth, anyone can take that route in life. You want to serve the elite, you'll have money. You're not going to be happy. Hollywood celebrities are some of the most depressed and psychologically screwed up people on the planet. So I don't know, does money really, it helps. Everyone needs it, but I'm talking about people that seek out obscene, money and power and do it through Jesus is the man. Okay, missing mod. What do you think about the show, The Family? I haven't watched that. No, I haven't watched The Family. What's that about? All right, so let's see what Babylonian Talmud actually says about Jesus right here. Hold on.
There is a special antagonism between the Talmud and Jesus. The Talmud attacks him everywhere it can, even his mother. Mary, the Talmud says, was a whore who mated with carpenters. She who was the descendant of princes and governors played the harlot with carpenters. It naturally followed that the scribes declared Christ to be a bastard. In its article on Jesus, the Jewish Encyclopedia says that Jewish writings defame Christ. It is the tendency of all these sources to belittle the person of Jesus by ascribing to him illegitimate birth, magic, and a shameful death. Jesus, according to this article, was considered one of the 3 worst enemies of Judaism who came to an ignoble end. The Talmud says they subjected him to 4 deaths: stoning, burning, decapitation, and strangling. The Talmud also says he is now in hell, punished with boiling hot excrement. What is Christ's advice as he speaks to us out of hell? The Jewish Encyclopedia quotes Jesus as telling us above all to bless the Jews. He says, "Further their well-being. Do nothing to their detriment. Whoever touches them touches even the apple of his eye." Christians, as followers of the false prophet Jesus, also deserve death. The Jewish Encyclopedia again recaps the Talmud's position. A Gentile observing the Sabbath deserves death. It says the Talmud's hatred was probably directed against the Christian Jews. These Judeo-Christians, evasively called Min, Minit, or Minim, were considered by the rabbis to be the most dangerous form of heretics of ancient times. The New Testament Gospels were writings which the rabbis considered more dangerous to the unity of Judaism than those of the pagans. A Talmudic rabbi said, "The writings of Christians deserve to be burned, for paganism is less dangerous than Minute or Christianity."
I want you to notice something else too. How occultism is put right in everyday things. We're called minute. What is a minute? It's the smallest increment of an hour. Hour is from the Egyptian god Horus. So, you know what? I don't think I've ever talked about that in a video. Yeah, the structure of our time. And then you have AM and PM, as above, so below. You ever wonder why we have 2 12-hour parts of the day? Well, if you're in military, we use military time, right? Which makes more sense, because it goes through 24 hours of the day. Whereas our normal system of keeping time, and this has to go in with when the Anunnaki crashed the comet Venus into Maldek and destroyed Atlantis. This is also tying in. I think I cracked the mystery of Göbekli Tepe. Now, I want some credit for this one, because I'm cracking more ancient mysteries, but like I'm one of the poorest people doing it. And so, but I have a theory on what Göbekli Tepe is about, and it revolves around a new orientation for them, aligning of the planets and everything for occult ritual magic. I'm going to do another video about Göbekli Tepe, but just to show you like how they subverted. So minute is a small, that's the way that Christians were referred to. And then you have Horus. They're breaking down the time of the day. This is how they injected occultism into everything. And obviously they admit, I don't know if you saw it in that part there, they used magic and gossip to condemn Jesus. Like, now the double S's in gossip, secret society. It's a way that they also used to break up Christian churches. One Freemason in the church could start spreading gossip about other members and cause. This is what they've been doing for thousands of years. All their agendas are to keep us divided. They don't care about anyone that they claim to care about. None of the. So, and like I said, the end result in the end times is the Antichrist deceives everyone. And they despise all humans. So if you think you're going to be given a special place because you go around screaming "Hail Lucifer," or you're trolling Kenny's YouTube channel, or yeah, you're going to be the one in boiling hot excrement. Yeah, suffering. And secondly, like I said, I look at Lucifer anymore as more of a parasite. Not so, and the Alpha Draconians themselves, I teach people that they are parasites. They are not 1,200-pound velociraptor-type reptilians running around, because if they were, they would appear, they would show themselves and keep human in line. Most people who encounter Sasquatch in the woods are terrified just because of how big Sasquatch is, right? Imagine if you had reptilians that size. I don't think anyone would rebel against them, right? Why are these all-powerful reptilian Illuminati using subversive tactics like this? And remember, anything that they can do to humans, they don't do it themselves. They get other humans to do their bidding on other humans. Hello. Like all of our government agencies. Hello, Department of Justice, FBI. Yeah, you get the idea. CIA. So the only power that lies with the Illuminati is keeping people not knowing what they are really. We got some pictures of what. Hold on. We got some artwork of what real Alpha Draconian reptilians look like. These are some. These are made by. She's in the chat right now. D877, my illustrator, made me some oil paintings, and yeah. This is typically, now there's a few different designs we're working on. I gotta get all this like art hung up. It's gonna be one of my projects pretty soon. I gotta get some stuff to hang them on the walls. Here's another. So yeah, this is typically. Now I showed you the cult of Abrahas on my yeah, I did make that video a few days ago, and I showed you the cult of Abrahas, who is worship. That's the cult of Mothers of Darkness Castle. I don't know if I'm going to do that lecture because, all right, Mothers of Darkness Castle deals a lot with children. If you could read between the lines on that, and I don't know if I want to put myself out there and lose another YouTube channel. I can't, you know. I'm trying to. Here we got another. Here. This, the pine cone. This is the pineal gland. And there's another interesting thing about pine cones. I believe they used it as a tree to kind of repopulate the earth after the first destruction. This is why, like, the east coast of the United States is covered all in pine trees, because pine forests grow pretty quickly. And the west coast of the United States is part of the old world. This is why California looks like another planet compared to other parts of the country. And in case you didn't know, California was an island at one time. I actually made a video about that, the island of California. I don't know if people knew that. So yeah, this is what they actually think. So they believe in Jesus, and they do believe in God. Now, some of the other, because people ask me a lot why I don't talk about Jesus, because I don't really mix like preaching about. To me, the information I put out, it doesn't matter if you're Catholic, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist. These entities are described in every single religion. For example, in Islam, jinn is just a word that means paranormal, but there are specific types of jinn, and I'll re-upload that lecture to YouTube. I did do that. Even Muslims thought it was a good lecture. It's not too often a white Catholic like me can make a video about Muslim mythology and get praised by Muslims for it, and I did because I didn't offend them, and I know my shit when it comes to the jinn. One of the jinn in Islam can shapeshift into a vulture-like creature, but he mainly assumes human form. There you go, a vulture-like creature. And of course, Abrahas, or the cult of Abrahas, is he is a chicken. Yeah, laugh at here. I'm going to show you right now. Yeah, Abrahas, and he is depicted as a chicken with the head of a chicken and legs of a serpent. And you wonder where I get this idea that reptilians are avian. Now, the cult of Abrahas, very dangerous secret society. That is the actual secret society tied in with the royal family currently in England. Their bloodline goes back to Vlad the Impaler, and Mothers of Darkness Castle is in Belgium. George Bush Sr. made references to Mothers of Darkness Castle with his 1,000 points of light speech, because the 1,000 points of light is referring to Mothers of Darkness Castle. Yeah, and you'll notice Abrahas, these are occultic words. All the names of the Anunnaki are occultic in nature. They're used for invocation. This is kind of how cuneiform is a very occultic language. And do I have that pulled up? I'll show you something else. This is another clue. This is one of the reasons why Jesus came back, for example. This is just one of them, okay? In Babylon, this is what they teach you in ancient history, that the Babylonians just came out of caves and started building ziggurats, created advanced mathematics. They had 300 jurisdictions in ancient Mesopotamia. Each jurisdiction was ruled over by one of the 300 Anunnaki. I have a theory that smart cities that they're trying to build, I'm willing to bet they're going to build 300 of them around the planet. Yeah, why is that? 300 Anunnaki. They're each going to probably roll over their own smart city and harvest the negative energy off it. That's the plan, anyway. That's their plan. But what they found, there is a city, the city of, it's I believe, U-R, is how it's pronounced. Well, archaeologists found mass human sacrifice there. You're willing to tell me that humans come out of caves, they build advanced societies in Babylon, build all these ziggurats, and then they just suddenly decide to start giving themselves up for human sacrifice? Not very human, is it? Oh, and this will be expected in the New World Order also. And probably along with any children you have. If you follow like Vikings, if you know about the Viking pantheon, and the Vikings were the same way. If you were chosen for sacrifice to do a blessing on a battle coming up, you just had to voluntarily do it. And it was thought you wouldn't go to Valhalla if you if you screamed during the sacrifice. There's even a more sinister one called the Blood Eagle. If you know about Vikings, that's even more pretty sinister. You're supposed to go through the whole entire sacrifice without screaming in pain, or you don't get into Valhalla. So that's kind of like these promises they give to people. But we have mass human sacrifices going on at all these, the Aztecs, the Maya. You do have it in current day. Hello, Planned Parenthood. All right, I'm not supposed to say that, right? That's a conspiracy. Yeah, okay. And from time to time, they still do human sacrifices. Okay? There's some stuff I really can't talk about, but I think, all right, you know about what's going on in Hawaii, right? Yeah, it's kind of a ritual blessing for where they plan to build one of their, they want to make Maui a smart island. So, sadly, think about that one. 9/11, mass human sacrifice. You know, this happened. Even a lot of the mass shootings recently, yeah, people actually do die. And that in itself, it's not human. So, this is the whole reason why they attack everything that has to do with God. They don't want anyone coming close to God, and now they're even attacking, they don't like, the human emotion of love. They don't want the idea of men and women loving each other. The nuclear family they're trying to destroy. They want to harvest the negative lost energy off humans, except the dilemma I believe the Anunnaki and the Reptilians are in is that we have a soul, and they don't own our souls. God does. And it infuriates them. So they need you to violate your own free will to condemn your soul, which is what anyone going along with the agenda is doing. Like the cops in Mali right now, getting physical with people trying to get back to their houses in Lahuna. Yeah, so that's what I try to wake people up. Like, what are you doing? You, what, what do you really think you get out of serving these people? Or what were you promised? Well, I know what you were promised if you joined a secret society. Most people join like the Masons because they think they're going to get some esoteric knowledge, which they do. But like, okay, I'll get some business connections, and it's just going to be a place, we're just going to drink scotch and smoke cigars, and yeah. At first, on the surface, that's what it seems like. Until wait till you hit the 33rd degree, if you're invited to hit the 33rd degree, then shit'll start getting real. You're gonna you're gonna realize it wasn't exactly what you know. Then it'll be too late to get out. There's this big cup of iced tea, right? Keep me awake. So yeah, that's how Jesus actually fits into all this. I'm not gonna get, you know, and all religion has been subverted. Whether it's Islam, Judaism has been subverted. Not all Jewish people follow the same. Not all Jews are Babylonian Talmudists or whatever. Um, Also in Israel, there's a huge difference between regular Jewish people and Zionists, and it's hidden. They don't talk about it in the mainstream media because Israel doesn't like. Well, the Zionists don't like that information getting out. That a lot of Jews don't even agree with Zionism. A lot of Muslims don't agree with Muslim extremism because they're not real Muslims. They are CIA puppets over there for the military-industrial complex, keeping wars going, mass human sacrifice, and it all revolves around negative energy feeding. Losh, Loosh, loosh feeding, which happens from human suffering. Now, they have. I was just curious. I did a search on YouTube about with Jesus to see what pulled up on YouTube. Yeah, they are really. Did a search on Jesus, and then obviously I did a search on Satan. Which one do you think gets more results on this platform? Just guess. Baphomet. There you go, right at the top, right there. Here's the first video when you search for Satan on YouTube. The Satanic Temple holds SatanCon 2023 in Boston. Isn't that great? Satanism expert explains modern Satanism. And I've been showing you how they've been pushing this. Even like Teen Vogue, I made a video about that before, was running articles teaching teenagers how to perform witchcraft. And obviously, if you're a Christian, it's in the occultism is forbidden in the Bible. Yeah. If you're running a YouTube channel devoted to Satan, you'll probably do okay on YouTube. You'll be fine. They're trying to push Satanism as a religion in the United States. They've been trying to do that so they can get tax-free status. Yeah, let me run for president. Church of Satan ain't getting tax-free status. I'll tax them out of existence. And where is the headquarters of the Church of Satan? Anyone want to guess? San Francisco. So, and now you heard about how did they punish Jesus in hell? In boiling hot excrement. Which city in the United States is covered with human excrement? And I'm not even this isn't a joke. It's almost like the manifestation of hell is happening right in San Francisco. The drugs they're doing out there, like fentanyl, invokes demonic possession and stuff like that. And of course, the headquarters of the Church of Satan is located in San Francisco. All right, what else we got pulled up here? This was all right. I showed this the one stream. This was the first documentary I ever watched, which got me interested in Zacharias Stitchin. This was Genesis Revisited. It was a documentary that came out years ago. And I had watched this video, this documentary. This is what got me interested in researching reptilians, because I originally saw this in 2008. And it was for the first 4 years that I was doing this, I kind of fell into that whole 2012, the Planet Nibiru. Now, I talk about the Anunnaki, but you never hear me talk about Planet Nibiru. Why is that? Because I found out Stitchin was full of shit, and because he's a Freemason, and this is what they do. This is why I am so despised in their circles. They try to get me to join the dark side, and I won't do it. I'm not going to say, but they know who I am. They don't like the stuff I put out because it makes their research look bad, but boo-hoo, you know. But actually, they're the ones making money in this industry, not me. I'm not the one going and doing all these UFO conferences, charging people whatever amount of money. Not that I have anything against it, but like I said, you're not going to see me at too many UFO conferences lecturing about reptilians. Because I'm not in the circles with these people, and I don't want to. These are all my own theories, which is something I'm putting right in the beginning of my book. This is just what I think the reptilians are. I'm not saying it's the truth, but this is what. But even with this documentary, what I was finding out is all these people were talking about reptilians, but no one tells you, what do they look like? Yeah, what do they look like? How'd they get here? They couldn't answer the basic questions, and it's the same thing with every documentary. Even on History Channel, there's a lot of Freemason on History Channel. But the point about Genesis Revisited was the Old Testament itself was subverted with teachings from Babylon. 7 days of creation. Well, that is taken from the 7 tablets of creation. This is a Sumerian text. The 7 tablets of creation. I've never actually read these. I was going to on my first channel, but these would take a while to read. But this is what the subversion started. Yeah, in the Old Testament. This is why we have the 7 tablets of creation. This is why Jesus isn't talked about too much in the Old Testament. And I'll be honest, there are some things in the Old Testament that are pretty screwed up. I believe, what is it, Leviticus? It talks about sacrifices and stuff like that. Then you have the Council of Nicaea. It's all been subverted. And because here's the real Bible. It's in Koine Greek. Now, someone asked me in the chat just now, wasn't Jesus' real name Emmanuel? It might have been. I know that Jesus is a play on the word Zeus. However, the word of Jesus actually dispels demons, so that's kind of a weird slope to go down. Interesting, right? Yeah, I do know that Jesus, in fact, I already had that pulled up, DH. Look, I'm not lying. Jesus and Zeus, before you even asked me. Because I actually wanted to say something about it. Yeah, I know. And of course, I know about everything that goes on in the Vatican. I'll re-upload my Vatican serpent worship videos, okay? I know a lot about what's going on there. And like I said, the Council of Nicaea, they edited the Bible. That was Constantine and his whole story. So Rome subverted it because they had figured out the best way to rule the world. Rome was doing it through imperialism and paganism, and that wasn't working out because humans were rebelling against it. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is why when they push their agendas, a lot of people are freaking out about them. And they just resort to banning you off social media or indicting you or, and that's kind of how they operate. And they operate like parasites, using gossip and magic to condemn people, right? Yeah, Emmanuel, Yeshua. Supposedly there's a tomb in Ethiopia with the name Emmanuel on it. That Jesus did come back and he lived out the rest of his human life. Yeah, I know Jesus is supposedly immortal and all that stuff, but okay, who said no? I don't care. There's a poll. I just make polls, so they're kind of fun to do. I said, do you believe in Jesus and he will end the Illuminati? Well, it's actually in the Bible. That's what's written in the Bible. He does come back and kick the Antichrist's ass. And the Antichrist will probably be an androgynous reptilian shapeshifter. And things are going to start to get worse in the coming weeks and months, especially they're going to try another. I told you September 15th on YouTube, they're changing their community guidelines again. You're not allowed to talk about medical disinformation. Gee, just like clockwork, I told you there was a date in September coming up that they're going to. The pyrola is Gaelic slang for cock. I showed you that. You can't make that up. Yeah. They were going by the Greek alphabet, but when one of the letters of the Greek alphabet is pronounced Xi, Xi, and supposedly President Xi Jinping from China and the CCP told the World Health Organization, you can't name a strain after Xi because it's offensive, so they had to abandon the Greek alphabet. P should actually be Rho, R-H-L. I kind of know the Greek alphabet. I had it pulled up the other day. But no, they use pyrola, which is a weird word. And people are like, what's pyrola mean? It's Gaelic slang for cock, going back to phallic worship. Interesting. Going back to Stitchin, Zechariah Stitchin, godfather of the Anunnaki. First of all, the Anunnaki is a word he made up. They were not called the Anunnaki. I have a Sumerian Grimoire, Babylonian Grimoire, and they refer to themselves as the Agigi, and it's right in the cuneiform Grimoire. I've showed it before. That is Marduk, Enki, and Enlil. They are all Agigi, and that is right in their own cuneiform tablets. I don't know how Stitchin missed that one when he supposedly translated them. Yeah, and there goes Stitchin making the Masonic handshake with Jordan Maxwell. Jordan Maxwell gave half truths and half lies. He was an occultist, I knew this. But he did give good information. But you gotta kind of filter through. This is, like I said, this is why a lot of these people despise me, because I'm not in their little clubs. And they can't control what I say, so. Nibiru, this is why I never got into Planet X. 2012 came and went. No planet Nibiru came. But what was Nibiru? Well, Enki, who was Zechariah Stitchin's favorite of Gigi, because he's always talking about Enki. Enki this, Enki that. This is like, there are like 312. The Anunnaki are actually called the Anuna. And the reason they're called the Anuna is because Kai means heaven. The Anunnaki didn't come from heaven. They were created on earth by Marduk. So why would they have the heaven they didn't come from. Marduk did. Marduk came from the heavens. He was one of the Agigi, created by Mummu Tiamat. She is the dragon queen. There was a lot of disinformation going around for years about the reptilians, that they were ruled by a white-ringed reptilian named Pindar. Well, going back to Greek again, Pindar is a Greek philosopher, which is why I don't even know where people came up with the name Pindar. No. And besides, Pindar doesn't even sound Sumerian. It's Greek. But we have a Sumerian tablet here called Enki's Journey to Nibiru. Mibru. Nibiru is a Sumerian city attributed to Enki. This is where Stitchin got the word Nibiru. He made it up. And he said every 6,666 years, that's what he said. Can't make that shit up. 666 right in front of your face. Every 6,666 years, they come back and collect their gold. Right, because an advanced alien species wouldn't be able to figure out what do they need all this gold for anyway, and they couldn't figure out how to make it, or yeah, whatever. They weren't here for gold. They're here humans. They're feeding off negative human energy, suffering, and yeah, it is a spiritual battle. They're not here for gold. They're here for something else. So yeah, a lot of stuff Stitchin said didn't add up. This is why I started investigating it. Hence why I'm writing my book. And the stuff I found, I can even yeah, I was gonna do abracadabra. That's associated with the cult of Abrahas. Ever heard the word abracadabra? Yeah, that's a magic word. And going back to the Masons, their story starts at the Epic of Gilgamesh, which Sasquatch is actually in the Epic of Gilgamesh. He is Humbaba the Terrible of the Cedar Forest, the hairy giant that Gilgamesh was supposed to kill. So why do they keep the existence of Sasquatch hidden? Because it goes back to the Epic of Gilgamesh. They can't control Sasquatch. And they tried to, this is what the Epic of Gilgamesh was about. And Gilgamesh actually was offered the love of Ishtar, who was supposedly a woman, and he rejected it and fell in love with his best friend Enkidu. And it is the beginning of, even though it's the oldest text written on Earth, it is also the first text that deals with homosexuality and sodomy. And it's Gilgamesh becomes Nimrod. It is the start of the Freemason. Hence, that explains all their cross-dressing rituals that they do. Other ride the goat ritual. I'm not gonna. Oh, did I make that? I did make that video on YouTube, didn't I? Who wants to play ride the goat or something like that? Nah, I think I did. Okay, we got some more likes over it. Oh, Mr. D liked my video. If he's watching, how you doing? So I should be streaming more. I told you once I got around 500 subs on this channel. Again, this is my 10th YouTube channel, and 474 subs right now. Not too bad. Yeah, please share, like, subscribe. I'm going to get a lot of the lectures I was talking about re-uploaded. I didn't want to spam my channel. I got to go through all the videos that I'm going to re-upload and make sure there's nothing I'm saying in there, because I'm telling you right now, the censorship on YouTube, you haven't seen nothing yet. It's going to get insane. I honestly think they're going to be aiming towards like full media blackout. Stuff is getting out of control. They can't control information anymore. They can't even, I mean, look how many you've got like all these other platforms people are going to, like Rumble, BitChute, whatever, to talk about stuff. So, oh, I think there's another rule coming out on YouTube. You're not going to be able to link other social media accounts in your description. Well, that makes sense, right? So I might have to update my, a lot of people are going to have to update their description links. I think that's what they were saying, is they're going to like not allow direct like links to, oh, here's a link to my Rumble channel. Or what a lot of people were doing on YouTube, like what I'm doing right now, is they would start live streams on YouTube and tell you, okay, let's all go over to Rumble so we can actually talk like adults over there. Yeah, that's all I say now. The adults ain't allowed to speak at YouTube anymore, right? Yeah, the adults can't talk. Yeah. So yeah, this is Abrahas. Look. I'm still going to do a lecture about the cult of Abrahas. I'm just going to have to tone down some of the information about Mothers of Darkness Castle, and it's not because I'm protecting those people. It's because I'm not losing another YouTube channel. I don't know. Either I'm insane. Well, that might be the answer. But most people, they're like, why? I just don't stop. Right? Every time they delete me off YouTube, I come back. Abracadabra is how I make all my money. Well, if you want to share some money with me, that would be awesome. I'm trying to get money together so we can get some magic herb. Oh, I believe marijuana is actually talked about in the Epic of Gilgamesh also, because there's a magic plant in the Epic of Gilgamesh that Siru goes to the bottom of the ocean and retrieves, and it was like this magical plant was able to cure all ailments. And I had thought that possibly what they were growing in the gardens of Babylon might have been medicinal plants for humans, their new creations. Marijuana. Yeah, because it's a miracle drug. Now, if you know anything about going back to the Greeks, they specifically say that in the end times, all nations will be destroyed by their pharmakeia, which is medicine, sorcery, and yes, it actually is drugs. Not exactly, look, well, most of these know weed and fentanyl, it's not even the same thing, but like fentanyl would be one. That's pharmakeia, as per like the end times, and that's what's happening all across the country right now, right? Pharmaceuticals are destroying. They open people up to demonic possession. See that every day. Certain yeah, okay. Mass human sacrifices going on. Yeah, why would humans decide to start doing that? Humans built these awesome ziggurats in ancient Mesopotamia. This goes in with the bull cults. There's some, yeah, mass human sacrifices were going on. This is what women of ancient Mesopotamia, well, the goddesses would have wore. That's Queen Puabi. She was sacrificed to serve her in the afterlife. Okay. Headdress and jewelry worn by one of the... Okay, the attendants. All right, they did this in Egypt also. You know that. Like, I believe it's just like them retiring their human bodies. But, like, when the rulers would die, all their servants would have to also sacrifice themselves and be buried with them. That was even done in Egypt. You obviously know that they're getting, for example, the first chakra is the sex chakra. This is why you see a lot of attacks especially with the young ones and sexual topics, because they're attacking the first chakra of people. That's the sex chakra. That's the first one. The last chakra, the crown chakra, has to do with your pineal gland, and they're putting fluoride in the water, which calcifies that. And I showed you one of the reasons for that is a calcified pineal gland leads to a loss of spirituality. Why are humans doing this to themselves? Why are they not realizing their full human potential? There's a lot of things. Why are we not utilizing the Tesla free energy grid? If we're supposed to, do all this stuff with, why are we using... All right, I'm not going to touch the climate change. Yeah, they will ban me for that one. Shut that agenda down. That's the one that's on the top of their list right now. Actually, there are terms on YouTube. I think you can be given something for talking about that or arguing against it. Whatever. But this is what they resort to, just banning people. Ain't gonna be too long before it's off to the concentration camps. I'm just going through comments here. So, yeah, he asked me how Jesus fit into all this. Heart the comments. So yeah, that's kind of my theosophical chat about Jesus there. Jesus is not the Messiah. I don't know what to tell you, but I just showed you that clip. As per the Babylonian Pharisees themselves, they knew he was the Son of God. That's why they crucified him. And then had the people blame it on the Jews and the Romans. Like, and the story of Jesus also coming back and redeeming the Romans who flogged and crucified him, the Roman legions. Whereas, how many times have they indicted the Orange Man? Yeah. This is not the way. What's that? Oh, the Mandalorian. This is the way. No, this is not the way. This is why they actually cover up the true teachings of Jesus, which is what we're supposed to get when he comes back and dethrones the Antichrist. And because obviously it would be detrimental to the Vatican, all organized religion. It'd actually be detrimental to just about everything: Islam, Judaism, Vatican, Catholicism. And I believe that Jesus would have manifested as any form that we were. So that's how, yeah, they could have bioengineered us, but we also have a human soul, which they're not in control of. If you know about some of the crazy, they are currently doing like crazy Island of Dr. Moreau experiments. They just had an article claiming, the WEF claimed that they just created a human embryo without a mother or father. That article came out today, I think. I didn't look too much into it. I'm gonna maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow if I do a rant video in the morning. Yeah, they came out. They're claiming, but here's the thing: does the thing have a soul? They're trying. What they want to do, they want to feed off negative human energy, but they don't want humans finding God or unlocking the full potential. This is why they're having their New World Order every few thousand years to wipe out. And this is why I've referred to them as parasites, because they destroy everything that they touch. And if you don't agree with them, they resort to basically, magic and gossip, and anything that will be done to you will be at the free will of other humans to do their bidding for them. And knowingly or unknowingly, I'm not saying that everyone that works for the elite or deep state might even believe in reptilians, but you are working for them, whether you know it or not. And they are parasites. And hey, you want to spend your... I'm not telling you what to do with your soul. That's up to you. But what I don't like is how you infect other people's lives, like with their agendas. There's a whole thing going on right now. How many people play video games? You know about the Starfield controversy and the pronoun thing? Yeah, forcing pronouns in the game. Oh, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Give them an inch, they'll take a mile. They, in England, they're pushing the idea, if you don't agree with your child, whatever they want to do, they want to take your children from you now. Yeah, all kinds of screwed up things. And I'm the first one to put this theory out there, so if anyone else is saying this, they got it from me. My theory is they're going to aim for 300 smart cities. So each one of the 300 Anuna have their own smart city to harvest negative energy from. The rest of the planet will be for the elites and, Oprah Winfrey type people. And they will use the smart cities as massive human... Well, that's their plan. I don't think it's going to work because it's very... Anytime they push something forward with the agenda, it backfires. People rebel against it. Look at the Let's Go Brandon slogan. Look how fast that caught on with everyone, right? Because they know... All right, let's not talk about Brandon. I heard he got his microphone cut off today. He was talking in Vietnam. He got cut off. Embarrassment. So, it's kind of my rant there. I think I talked about everything I want. Oh, the 7 deadly sins, yeah. Obviously, they're pushing these, though. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. That's actually a really good movie. I might rewatch that because there's no good stuff coming out of Hollywood right now. And this is like the best time of year to watch movies coming up, like September, October, right? Fall. Start watching spooky movies. 7 Deadly Sins was a good movie. They're pushing a lot of that. Most of this stuff is what draws people to the occult, such as greed, lust, envy, casting black magic rituals on people that you don't like. I do it to me all the time. Gluttony, sloth, am I saying that right? Wraith, yeah, and pride. I'm not gonna lie, I might suffer from pride. I don't know. I had to ask Jesus for some forgiveness on that one. I am a Leo. Look, they are showing the Leo as a sign for pride, though. That ain't my fault. Yeah, the 7 deadly sins, and obviously, you know the 10 commandments. They're pretty. And of course, in the end times, all nations will be deceived by their pharmakeia. But I believe that's because they have to have you do it by your own free will. Because demons actually follow laws. They're not like people around this country don't follow laws, but demons have to. Demons, you ever hear like the mythology, just like a vampire can't enter your house unless you invite them, or the devil can't. When you decide to join a certain secret society, such as the Masons, 2 Freemason will come to your house and they will knock on your door, and you have to invite them in. And then it starts. They come in, they give you an interview, but the point is, you invited them in your house. The devil can't come in your house unless he's invited. And to specifically tell you when you join that, this is being done at your own free will. So, but what I don't like is when you join these secret societies and the Luciferians are making life horrible for other people because of, I don't know what they think they get out of this. The Antichrist doesn't love any of you. I don't know why these people are trying to invoke the Antichrist. I just think that when they become demonically possessed, and a lot of MK Ultra mind controls going on there, without a doubt. But yeah, Jesus will return with his true teachings, and then we get 1,000 years of peace. Is that what it is? I think it's 1,000 years of peace. I don't know. Other people might be more adept on the Bible teachings than me. I'll admit it. I think it's 1,000 years of peace after Jesus comes back. But I don't want to live through Armageddon. Okay, I don't know. That's not really my plan. We don't live that long. I'm like 46. I'm like, the last 6 years of my life has just been about hearing about Orange Man on the news every day. That's not even human, the hatred towards him. They used MK Ultra mind control to get you to hate him so much. And it worked, apparently. But people are slowly waking up. And so yeah, that's actually what the last chapter of my book is going to get into more details for. And eventually, what the Illuminati fear the most is love, the human emotion of love, humans all getting along. If we could all communicate with one another, we didn't fight in wars, or refused to fight in wars, and we took care of our children, and that's living in balance with Mother Nature. That can be done. It's been done for thousands of years, obviously. The ones who exploit Earth and make it a shithole are all the corporations. Hello, like DuPont Chemical and oil drilling, because you don't want to use Tesla's free energy grid. And then they're going to blame it on you. And I'll end it with this. You know what the carbon tax is? Carbon is you. You're human. The atomic number for carbon is 666. 6 neutrons, 6 protons, and 6 electrons. They refer to 666 as the number of the beast. I'll re-upload that video. That's actually a original thing I came up with. Is humans are the beast, dragons are the beauty. Specifically, when Crowley was talking about it, 666, the number of the beast, he was talking about his human form being the beast. That's what they refer to us as. They despise our human form, and they refer to themselves as superior, the reptilian avian form, as being superior to humans. So when you hear 666, the number of the beast, that's actually a reference to carbon, because we are carbon-based life forms. There's a theory that at one time on Earth, life forms were silicon-based, which might be actually where there's some other theory. Oh, Roger from Mud Fossil University gets into that. In fact, I got to resub to Roger. I miss Roger's videos. I watched them. And that's where possibly like a lot of the sand on Earth came from. Why we have so much sand on Earth, because it's silica based. I don't know if you ever saw the videos about the silica trees that are petrified. So that's, and what are they proposing for the carbon taxes? Human tax is an easier way to decipher that. Yeah, they want to tax you for just being human on a planet they destroyed. And they're going to make you blame you for it. This is all they've been doing throughout history. They screw things up. They blame you. They get other humans to do their bidding for them. With promises, because they'll backstab any one of you. I don't know if you think you're special, but and if you are a black magician, at the end of the day, you're only as powerful as the demons you can summon and control. At what cost? I wouldn't advise making deals with demons. I was told that from ex-black magician also. Don't believe the hype. He was misguided. It's a person I got a lot of these books from. You know what? I might just do another stream about the books I have, because there is a video. Hold on. Is there a video on my channel right now? If you're curious. Maybe I'll just redo it and show you guys some of the books I have. Okay. It is, yeah. Occult books for sale, Baldur's Gate 3, and August channel updates. There is a video on my YouTube channel called Occult Books for Sale. I made it on the 1st of August, which was 9 days ago. So if you're interested, you can go, it's like 20 minutes long, that video. If you're interested in any of the books in that video, send me an email. I've already sold a couple. And because I need to upgrade the video card in my computer soon. So that's kind of where that money was being used for. So I'm going to sell black magic to make money to upgrade my workstation. How does that sound? I was offered these books for the book I'm writing. So I could tell people, look, because most people don't have access to real occult books to do their research with. So this is kind of how I can have good sources for my book, okay? And I'm kind of losing my voice now. It's getting all scratchy. The air has been, like, horrible. It rained today in Philly. It's getting humid again. Tangent, Angela, I can't talk about that baby stuff. They'll shut this channel down the New York Minute. I can't talk about that. Sacrifice is going on. And yeah, that topic, I listen, if you're on my Patreon or locals, I have videos on there going into full detail on those topics. I just can't put them on YouTube, but here, let me show you. You go to my locals. I'm gonna get some more videos on locals. Oh, I'm not logged in right now. Am I logged in? Log me in. Yeah, I don't remember my passwords. Yeah, there we go. Like this one, I re-uploaded to locals. Keanu Reeves, Hollywood elites use the blood of to get high. This was the video that got me in trouble on my first Kinninigan channel, because I was one of the first people on YouTube to expose that word, chrome. It was that video is on my locals and Patreon. I also got Can you see that? I put some good memes on here too. That was Borbet. What's her name? Look at her hiding from something wrong term. Yeah, I can't share these on here. I think I got Klaus Schwab on here somewhere. Oh yeah, there he goes. There he goes. I got other pictures of Klaus. I don't think you want to see them. So yeah, if you and here, in case anyone doesn't think what I talk about is real, I got the lecture on here from Ted Gunderson, ex-FBI whistleblower, who says satanic ritual abuse is 100% real. The Illuminati is real. The only thing he didn't talk about were reptilians. And I honestly believe deep down inside he believes that those are real too. Because he, satanic ritual abuse. Ted Gunderson this is back when the FBI, he did these lectures like in the 90s, I think. He's the real deal. And he confirms that everything, like he couldn't believe it at first. He's like, I heard about this stuff. And then he found a school with a tunnel under it that went to a satanic altar. A school with a tunnel under it that went to a satanic site. And they found it. And I don't know if you heard about that. It's real. Okay. The only way that they get around covering this stuff up is banning people like me and other people on social media who talk about it and call us crazy. But more people are getting interested in the topic. More people are talking about it. So when that happens, where they have to have a new world order, get rid of most of the people and start all over again, which is pretty sad and pathetic. This is what I mean about them being parasites. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result each time. And they are insane. And every time they do this, humans want to connect with God. They want to be spiritual. They don't want to fight. No one honestly likes going to war. All right? Nobody in the military, and I was in the military, sits there going, oh, man, I want to go to war and kill people. Yeah, it doesn't happen. Okay? People don't want to go overseas for a year away from their family and wife and kids, and with the possibility of never coming back. Secondly, a lot of people now in modern times are questioning the patriotism of the missions that they're even on. I'm going to leave it at that. Specifically special forces, okay? Because you got a lot of SEALs talking about certain things now. Navy SEALs, too, talking about stuff. A lot of them are talking about the Sound of Freedom movie and how that was real. Okay. So, oh yeah, I haven't watched The Sound of Freedom yet. Don't ask me why. I don't know why I haven't. But I will. Netflix is refusing to put it on their platform. Who'd have thought, right? Number one selling movie in America. They don't want to put it on their stock is in the toilet. But they got Cuties on there. Don't worry. Cuties is on there. And they canceled The Dark Crystal after one season. Why is that? Because the Skeksis look like the Alpha Draconians. Too much reptilian symbolism right in your face there. And I just realized something. I actually stream longer when I just sit here and have some philosophical chats with people, don't I? But I gotta end the stream. I gotta go check on the kitties. I'm starting, my voice is getting scratchy now. Hold on, I had bottle water here. So, yeah, thanks to everyone who, I should write my passwords down and tuck them away somewhere? Yeah. Okay. I don't need to. Yeah, I think that's kind of all. Is Jesus going to win in the end? Jesus is going to come back. This is what I'm going to use a thumbnail. So yeah, that's kind of how Jesus fits in the whole reptilian conspiracy thing. And the entities that wrote Babylonian Talmud are without a doubt 100% the reptilians themselves. That's who the Pharisees were. There are 72 demons in the Lesser Key of Solomon. That's not a coincidence. I need to do a video just about the number 72. 72 is a interesting number. Not only in nature, there's 72, 70. Yeah, I'm not going to start talking about it. That's a whole video in itself. Just on even the numbers. I did a lecture on the number 33, I think. Hold on. I believe I did. Yeah, I'll get a lot of this stuff re-uploaded to YouTube in the coming days. I'll get some of my old reptilian videos on here too. The shapeshifter videos. I just got to be really careful about what I put on this platform. The censorship is going to get really bad come this fall. Too many people are asking questions about too many things. People have had it. They've Oh, here we go. 33 anomalies of the 33rd parallel. I'll re-upload this to YouTube. This is like an hour. This is a good video. It'll give you all the information about the number 33 and the 33rd parallel. A lot of stuff has happened on the 33rd parallel, including the JFK assassination. So, yeah, no, it's just buffering a little bit. Not a big deal. I re-uploaded the video today about Saturn and Antichrist worship in the occult. That was a good little discussion. So anyway, if you could support the channel, that'd be awesome. I'm not doing too good financially right now, so everything helps. All the links are in the description. I have Cash App, PayPal, Vemno, Stripe, Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, Locals. Patreon and Locals, yeah, there are videos on there I can't put on YouTube. Basically ones, you know, oh, it's just a conspiracy. Yeah, okay, whatever. Surprise, yeah. Surprised I haven't been kicked off Locals and Patreon yet with those videos, but oh well. How much would it take to get your book published? What do you mean? How much would it take? I'm self-publishing. I'm going to run a Kickstarter. I'll explain how that works in another video. There's a company I found. You run a Kickstarter campaign, and publishers watch your Kickstarter, and however many, like, they see that you pre-sell. Because my book is very niche. Is that the word? I don't even know what to put it under. Like New Age. I don't know. I guess it would be considered New Age. New Age and occultism, even though there isn't really a books. What do they put like Sasquatch books under? Is that New Age? I'll have to look into it. It's not cryptozoology, I don't think. It might be New Age and occult. Well, actually, a lot of my book talks about the occult because they are the founders of black magic, obviously. So yeah, the occult is talked about in there. I guess it would be under New Age. And hopefully I get that done soon. So anyway, yeah. Thanks to everyone who showed up at Facebook. Whenever I stream, I do stream to Facebook, so you didn't miss any streams. Sometimes Facebook blocks my streams sometimes because I'll use copyrighted music. Yeah, like they're partially blocking my last stream. They do that a lot on Facebook. I try to file copyrights on. They usually get me for copyright stuff. It kind of sucks. You know what I might do? Is if I'm going to use music in my live streams from now on, maybe I'll just like not start streaming to Facebook until I'm actually done playing the music, because I don't want the streams to go off of Facebook just because of music copyright. There's a button on Restream. I think I could start the streams on YouTube and then just hit the button and get it to start going to, yeah, Facebook. I'll try that out tomorrow night if I stream. So you might not get intro music if I stream to Facebook, because their copyright system sucks at Facebook. And every time I file copyright, they block my videos. Yeah, you know, God forbid you break copyright. Whatever. So we had 23 people show up. Not a bad night. Save Kenny's voice with some weed. I do need weed. I'm not joking. Yeah, please contribute. Anyway, it's going to be all for the stream. I got to go take care of the kitties. Thanks for everyone who showed up. If there's any subjects you want to see me talk about or anything, just leave me a comment. A lot of times I've already talked about the subject and I can re-upload something, or I'll make a video about it. I did this video today because someone asked me in the comments, how does Jesus fit in all this? And I was like, well, it's Sunday. Let's talk about Jesus. Oh, well. Yeah, pre-orders. That's what the Kickstarter campaign's going to be for. I just got to get the book done first. You can refuse to answer all you want. Makes it look like a coward. What are you talking about? I can do whatever I want. This is my YouTube channel. I have a First Amendment right. I can talk whatever I want or whatever I don't want. It's called free will. I don't go around on YouTube all day leaving comments because I don't agree with what people say, or I'm paid by Media Matters to go around and give a shit what people say. Never answer. Weed's legal in Philly. You can carry up to an ounce. It's a summary misdemeanor. I'm talking about weed. Who gives a shit about weed? I think abducting children should be more on the priority list of drugs that need to be regulated. Okay, that's the real drug that we need to. You just know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, what's up, bro? You watching my stream? My brother. He's on my Facebook. He sent me a text. I told you. I get people watch me on Facebook. This is I got family out there, so my brother watches me. Yeah, it does break MK Ultra mind control. That's been known for. The way it interacts with the brain. Also, there are some psychedelics that do too, like magic mushrooms. Ecstasy. You do ecstasy, you'll be happy for a week. You won't have negative thoughts, about anything. Anyway, that's going to be all for the stream. If you could, support the channel and help me break my MK Ultra mind control. All the links are in the description. I'll be streaming more often. I was waiting to build up the sub count at YouTube because it doesn't make sense to stream with we got 20 people here right now, which ain't bad, but as the channel grows, we'll get more people on the streams. I'm waiting to do some of the better live streams until I get more people, because those are fun. And I like doing them in the fall. I don't know what it is. I like the fall, when the weather gets a little cooler. Kind of fun. And I'll start, I gotta get some other videos re-uploaded to YouTube, such as the Emerald Tablets of Thoth and the Lacerda files and all that, but I will. All in time. Anyway, that's going to be all for the stream. Thanks to everyone who showed up. Any questions or comments, leave them below.